coming out of studio today.
In beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina.
He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay York.
He is the top talk show host on the internet today.
Here is D. Hall.
Initiate a Jay York production. Jay York production. Jay York production.
You are in the mix with D. Hall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay York. He is the number one, undisputed, top talk show host on the air today. The voice of the People Show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is D. Hall.
Jay York production.
What's up? What's happening, everybody? It's good to be back. Good to see y'all. It's been a minute. It's been a while. Seems like it's been a long time. But we're here. Thank y'all for joining us today. Another Sunday. Oh man, we got a busy schedule coming up for the next 3 to 4 weeks, and we appreciate y'all, rocking with us. Hello to you, Miss Penny Washington is in the house. I think I had you on early. Did I have you on this year, or was it last year? Hopefully we can get you back on. Book author and more. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Y'all share the video one time, if you will. Man, it's another Sunday. But before I move further, I want to say this. This is an online program. It's the work of talk and discussion. This is an online talk show that educate adult audiences. Parental advisory is advised. Some things may not be edited for children. So if you would, watch your kids and, because sometimes we get into some things and we may say a few bad words sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It was last year. Okay, it was last year. She said it was last year. I thought it was. All right, let's give everybody a round of applause that's coming in right now. Man, I'm glad to be here today. Always glad to be here every day that the God has let me see, and I want to thank him for that because he's a wonderful God. But today, I got my man. This guy is truly a blessed dude, and it's been on my program. But man, it's been a long time. This guy, does he need an introduction? Or what? Does he need that? Right here on the D Hall People Show. Look, y'all share the video. All I ask y'all share the video one time. Yeah, I got Mr. Jones with us today, better known as Discombobulating. So I used to have problems with that, but now I'm better with it now. I think he can remember that. We're gonna bring him in. We got a whole lot to talk about in the next 30 minutes, right here on the People Show, in conjunction with my man, Jay York. But before we bring him on, y'all see the number. You could call in now. There it is, 919-410-8736. Or you could call through the messenger if you got a question you want to ask him, or maybe you got a question you want to ask me, or maybe you got something you want to talk about, but not today. This is his show. This is my man's show. Let me get him in here right now. Oh man, this is awesome. Let's go. There he is. There's the man. There he is. Look at him. Good to see him. Thank you for coming on, man. It's been a while. But before we get into that, I want you to tell everybody who you are and where you're from, my man.
We're ready to do it, so let's step to it. It's a pleasure for me to be on your show once again. The host with the most, D Hall and the People Show. Yes, I am ring announcer Henry Discombobulating Jones. I've been the only ring announcer here in D.C. for the last 36 years. And God has blessed me now to be renowned as the first prominent black ring announcer in the entire history of boxing. So I say that not for self glorification, but to give God the praise and to motivate others coming behind me. And we certainly going to talk about that as well.
Yes, yes, wonderful. That's so, and there's not a lot of our color into that field that you're into, but I tell you we've got what we've got, and we're gonna move forward with that. For sure. Look, man, it's been a long time. I think it's like almost like 4 years. I don't know, maybe it was the COVID or whatever it was, but
Yeah.
we got you here now, and we're gonna talk to you. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been a while. Um, and you got a little history here in the state that I'm in of North Carolina. Just give me a little dab on that about the state of North Carolina and why you was here.
Yeah, I'm proud graduate of the oldest HBCU in the entire South, and that's Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah, yeah.
78 grad and pledged Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. Um, I always go back to homecoming because I believe we got to keep our HBCUs alive. And as you know, Shaw University and our fellow school, St. Augustine and Raleigh, they're in financial straits right now. So we're going to address that too to raise some funds to keep them solvent because
Yeah.
no HBCU should ever close.
Right. Exactly. I'm 100% with you on that. And it takes us as the people to, bring that to the forefront and take care of that. Brandon Laskley, glad to see him on another ring announcer. Had him on a couple of years ago, and hopefully I can get him back on. Thank you for coming in and being a part of the program today. We are talking with the he's very well known, up and down the East Coast, and I'm quite sure there's a little bit out in the West Coast, Mr. Jones. We into the announcing, but how did you get into it? How did you get into it now? How
Very
did you
good
do
question. Circuitous is the word, meaning it took me a long time to get to this point. In junior high school and high school, even middle school, I was always the understudy to the main character in those school plays, and I never got on stage. I had a photographic memory. I could read an entire script
it?
and
Yeah,
tell what page a word was on. So they would always have me standing behind the curtains, waiting in the wings, as you call it, and
yeah,
whispering to the actors and actresses when they flubbed their lines, forgot their lines. And, I guess I was so traumatized never getting on stage that it just stayed with me. So I tried a whole lot of other things as an adult, tried to be an actor. Um,
yeah.
I remember, and I did get on stage, and the producer said, "Well, I could see you playing Othello in about 40 years." I said, 40 years? He said, "Yeah, you got to go through that pain and that angst and that grief." And I said, "No, I
Yeah.
don't. No, I don't."
No,
So
exactly.
I
Exactly.
stopped that. And thought I could become the next Eddie Murphy. So I went out and bought a black leather jumpsuit. And like he had the red suit on, Delirious. And my jokes were whack. They were weak. You know, you can't just tell jokes. You got to tell stories to get people involved. So one
Right,
night,
exactly.
a guy hit me with an egg on stage. Now, who brings
Really?
eggs into comedy club anyways? Somebody suspecting somebody's going to be terrible like me, I guess. And
Yeah.
so they lead me off stage, and a guy hollered out, "The best material you got is that black leather outfit." Material, you get it? Now, this is the kicker. Guess who came behind me though?
Who was
Jay
that?
Leno.
Oh, really?
Nobody knew
Wow.
who he was. He was he
Really?
he was awesome. He made a joke about me. Man, I wish I had that tape. That was awesome.
Wow.
Isn't
I
that something?
know. Yeah, that's amazing. That's
It is.
amazing because
So I
because
looked
you
to,
know,
I
yeah,
well,
go ahead.
let's finish the story. So I looked to do something else, and I went to the DC Boxing Commission to try to be a color commentator who talk
Right.
about the fighters as they're performing. And
Yeah.
the gentleman at the time, may he rest in peace now, Mr. Gilbert Ware, he said, "Well, we don't have any TV contracts, but obviously, boxing, you're articulate. If you want to be on the microphone, what about being the ring announcer?" I said, "No, I
Okay.
wasn't thinking about that." He said, "Why not?" I said, "I don't know. I just wasn't." And then he said something that gave me that epiphany moment, seeing something just for yourself. He said,
Mhm.
"There have never been any major black ring announcers that anybody know about in the
Mhm.
history of boxing. Somebody got to take the challenge and be the first one. Why don't you?" and here it is
Wow.
36 years later. So
Later.
I'm indebted to that man for giving
Wow.
me that
What a story.
have that vision.
Wow, what a story! You
Yeah,
know, and it's like we just spoke upon. There's not a lot of black ring announcers, but the ones we do have are great, and
yeah,
I will say that they are
yeah.
very great in what they do. I want to say hello to Tony Burgess out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, always coming through and watching the program. Tony is the owner of the Burgess Boxing and Fitness down in Spring Lake, North Carolina.
Okay.
Glad to see you. Y'all see the number? Y'all got a question? You may want to call in and just speak to the man. It's just say hello or say hi. You know, that's there it is. Make sure you call in if you will, please. Getting back to what we just talked about. What I mean, there's not a lot of black ring announcers, and
Yeah.
do you think? Do you have an answer for that? And do you have an answer for that?
So now that must be a rhetorical question because I think you already know the answer. It is straight racism, man. I hate to say
Yeah,
it, but it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
truth. And you know, truth crushed the earth shall rise again.
Right.
You
Yeah,
can't hide the truth forever. So my
yeah.
36 years, I've been discriminated against so many times for no good reason other than pigmentation. Network execs used to say, "Oh, he won't show up well on TV." Well, the promoter one night said, "Well, the fighters look like him; they're gonna show up well." And so he realized he made a faux pas, social
Right,
blunder. Another
right.
time, a network exec told a promoter that wanted to use me, he said, he's too loquacious. The promoter didn't even know what the word meant.
What-
He said, well, I sure hope he can get help for it because he's
yeah,
a very good ring announcer. And so he said, why don't you come talk to the guy? So I went over and talked to him,
yeah,
that night. I had been knowing him for 20 years. I said, so what's this word that you use? Because the promoter couldn't say it to me.
right.
He said, oh, yeah, I told him you were too loquacious. I said, well, all
Loquacious.
you had to do was say, don't be too loquacious if that was the
Yeah,
real reason. I said,
right.
let me see what your boss thinking about it. So I had to actually contact headquarters up at ESPN in Bristol,
Mhm,
Connecticut,
mhm.
and that president called me personally because he knew I had grounds for a lawsuit.
Right,
He's gonna deny me right to work
right.
per se
Wow. Yeah,
on a
yeah.
word that in other ring announcers they've had have blown decisions and got up there, don't know what they're talking about, but you're gonna tell me I'm too loquacious. I speak too
Loquacious.
well. Really? They
Wow.
marble mouthed and tongue tied and stuttering and stammering, but I speak too much, too well. Really? So
Oh my.
anyway, that president, while he was there, he
Yeah.
said, "Don't do that to Jones again. If a promoter want to use him, let them
Let
use
me
him."
use
So
him.
maybe about a stretch of 7 to 8 years, I didn't have a problem. Then that president left, and the problem started all over again.
All over again. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
but
But
it's
that's
it's okay because I stayed the course,
yes, you
and
did.
blessings have been coming. Let me show you this right quick.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
This
Wow.
is from the White House Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award Medal.
Ward. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the seal
The
from the
seal. Yep.
White House,
Yeah.
the award that they gave me.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
President Biden and
Man,
President Kamala Harris.
that is beautiful, man. Let me give you a round of applause. Man, that's awesome.
Appreciate that.
Man, that's awesome.
2 weeks ago at a fight card, a
Mhm.
promoter presented me with this in the ring. I don't know if you
Wow.
can see it, a championship belt.
Belt.
And
Man, you got
how
all kinds of accolades here.
about this? Bam,
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
bam. Look at that
Man,
microphone.
that I see. Yeah, that is nice. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Man, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I've
Nah,
been doing this.
you're not jealous. You're envious, but you're not jealous. It's different. Because you're renowned in your own right, no doubt
There you
about it.
go.
So
Man,
back to the ring announcer, I want to say
yeah,
this. So
go
what
ahead.
I'm doing is I announce up and down the East Coast primarily, all the way. I just came from Lynchburg, Virginia,
Benji.
uh,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
announcing last night,
yeah.
and I go all the way up to Rochester, New York, and in cities in between. So I'm going to start having open auditions for ring announcers, and we're going to try to turn that into a reality show as well. So we got some
Wow.
things coming. So I'm gonna definitely keep you posted because
But
Raleigh's going
do
to be a
that.
destination as well, no doubt
Do
about it.
that. Me and Jay love to be a part of that and having guests on the program. So that would open up a lot of doors
That's right.
here and make us, work together. Yeah, my door's always open, and you know how to get in contact with me. Man, this is awesome. Wow. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. You see that ring?
It's our time, man.
Oh,
It's
you know it, brother.
First, last. It's our season, and we walk through it. So, you know.
I want to highlight one of my guests out, Spicy Gray, here. She's another host from the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour Room. She's on. Thank you for coming in, Miss Gray. Thank you very much. There's a lot of people coming in right now. Josie Fleetwood Mac, Wales. Hey, what's up, brother? Do you know that now? Do you know that guy, Josie Fleetwood Mac Wales?
I only know Fleetwood Mac. I got a famous name.
I'm trying to tell you, brother, you got a hell of a name. You might get paid.
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. Alexis Alea. Hello to you. Thank you for coming in. Thank y'all for joining in. Share the video one time if you would. This is a great day. Every day's great. But when I got my man on right here with me out of the DC area, rocking it up there in that DMV area, man, doing this thing, been doing it for over, 35, 37 years now? You've been doing it?
36 years.
36 years. And still.
That's right.
Yeah. Man, look, what advice would you give him or her, coming up in the field of announcing? What's the best advice you could give somebody?
You got to plan your work your plan. You got to be present. If you have a passion for something, you got to really commit to it. Not now and then again, but every day. Like Allen Iverson, remember he said, practice.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is perfect practice makes perfect, not just practice. It's perfect practice, right? So a person coming up trying to do what I do, they got to involve themselves in the game. They got to go to the gyms. They got to meet the participants, the managers, the fighters, the trainers, the promoters. Look at every fight on TV, because if it's important enough for them to put it on, there should be important enough for you to look at it.
Right.
Even on the Spanish channel, okay? And learn Spanish as well. Subscribe to the magazines. Read everything about anything that you want to get involved in so you can be proficient.
And while we're on that topic, is there any female ring announcers that you know of? Is there any now?
I do. And I've been in contact with a couple of them. One is up in Detroit, and another one is out, I believe, in California. So the plan is I'm going to bring people together. Have a seminar. We're going to have workshops, conferences, the whole nine. We're going to try to do that in DC, hopefully this summer. So I'll keep you posted on that too.
Okay, good.
I could have you come up and host it. Pay you a little something. You understand?
Look, man, we can make it work. We can make it happen, brother. I'm with you, brother. D Hall in the house, baby.
I'm sorry.
No doubt about it, man. You've been on this journey for over 36 years, and it's been a long journey for you. What would you say is your greatest memory at this point in time, right now, that you can remember?
Well, I would have to say the one that recently took place, getting that recognition from the White House. I mean, that's validation.
Yes.
This is something. This is how God works.
Okay.
When it's your time, it's your time. So when President Obama was in office, I was supposed to get a proclamation from the White House office on HBCUs. Okay. And it was supposed to be at an ESPN fight in DC in February, Black History. And the ESPN people wouldn't allow me to announce it. They brought in a Caucasian guy. I had to do the undercard, which means the non-televised part, for a Caucasian guy in February in DC, where I've been the only ring announcer. So I didn't want to cut off my nose to spite my face, so I did it and went through. And I let go and let God, and here it is 8 years later. I get this award from the White House And of course, Joe Biden was President Obama's vice president at the time. Now I'm getting it from the president.
From the president, yeah.
How you like that?
Well,
See,
God works in mysterious ways.
his
You know,
wonderful form. That's right.
he comes in all different ways and different angles. So, like they say, he comes in a way that to let it be shown who you are.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? That's it, man. That's right, man. I'm telling you.
Let me add to that. I like that. Not only who you are, but whose you are.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't make it to church today, so we having it right now.
There you go. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I know that's right. Having a great time here. Y'all shared a video one time. We're here with my man Henry Discombobulating Jones of DC, professional ring announcer. And that says a lot. When you're professional, that's ring announcer, but you're professional. Yeah. And that makes a big difference in this field. Man, look, you've been around some great announcers, and I know one that you've been around. And how did he influence you? And are you in still contact with him today, Michael Buffer?
There you go.
Yeah.
This is my book I wrote. Look who wrote the foreword for it. And you have the book. Think about
I got the book. Yeah, I got the book.
Right.
Yeah, I got the book. I got the book.
So this is how this happened. The fighter named Oscar De La Hoya, you know that name.
Oh, yes, sir.
He came out of the Olympics, and he was looking at the title held by a guy named Charles the Natural Murray, who's from Rochester, New York, which is my hometown.
Right.
So he went up to Oscar, actually put on a fight in Rochester because he wanted to call out Charles Murray. Mm-hmm. So I called the promoter. I said, hey, let me announce the fight. He said, well, no, ESPN is bringing in Michael Buffer, but why don't you come up anyway?
Right.
Said, okay. So I went up there a couple of days in advance, went to the weigh-in, got the information, just in case Buffer's plane got delayed or, I was praying that he might come down with laryngitis, but God don't bless no mess. You understand? Right?
I think that's right. That's
I'm dressed to the nines that, that night, fight night, and I was there before him because I don't believe on arriving on time. I believe arriving before time.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So he came up to me and I stood up. I said, how you doing, sir? He said, I'm fine. How are you? I said, well, I would have been much better had you not taken my job this evening. He started laughing like you did. He said, oh, you must be Jones. The promoter told me about you. He said, nothing personal, just business. I said, I know, I'm just kidding, man. I said, but listen, do you mind if I sit with you tonight and just observe you? Because I think I'm serious about doing what you do.
Yeah.
He looked me up and down. He said, well, you certainly dressed the part. He said, sure, you could tell me who's who and what's what. You're from here, right? I said, yeah. He said, okay, well, you tell me what's going on. We sat there for about 3 hours. It was 2 fights left. TV had gone off. He said, it's a shame y'all dressed up with nowhere to go. And he handed me the microphone. He said, go. I said, seriously? Wow. He said, yeah, let me see what you got. He stayed there for 2 fights. At the end of the second fight, he said, oh, you got chops. You know that term? Chops. You got the voice.
Yeah.
You got the delivery.
Yes.
He said, I think you serious about it. He said, I don't know why I'm being led. Now this is something. This is spiritual. He said, I don't know why I'm being led to do this, but I'm gonna help you. I said, huh? He said, yeah. He said, get in contact with my brother. His brother was his agent. Man, longer story short, he had me on stage doing undercards at Madison Square Garden, Radio Music Hall, Atlantic City, Philadelphia, and his brother was his agent at the time. His brother is the most renowned UFC ring announcer, Bruce Buffer.
Yes, I thought I saw him.
That's his brother. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
I've been knowing both of them now for 36 years, man.
36 years. Isn't that something? Right. Man, that's wonderful. That's that is wonderful. Because you meet somebody like that and that touched you to say, this guy say, here, I want to see what you got. And then you went up there and performed well. Yeah. And he was like, okay, this guy's got it. He's got it.
He saw it and didn't have to do it, and that's the thing. You got to prepare yourself for it.
Yeah.
You might only get one chance.
Right. Well, this right here is for you right here. This right here.
He gonna
You
sue
didn't.
you. He gonna sue you. He sued a bunch of people. Method Man, Red Man, Jackie Chan. No, he
Yeah.
can't sue unless you made some money off of it. Anybody can
Right.
say that. But if you
Yeah.
make money off it,
Get
that's
off of
different.
it. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. But look, you didn't see that coming, did you?
No, I didn't see it. That was a left hook. 80s.
I
Thank
know
you, though.
that's right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Wow. Yeah, and getting back to the presidential award that you got, man, what was it like for you to get that? What
Well,
was the feeling?
let me tell you how it came about.
Mhm.
So, the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame, which I've been inducted into, called me and said they wanted me to MC their induction ceremony last year in October.
Yeah.
So I went up there and did that. Young lady that they inducted at the time,
Mhm.
Dr. Khalila Ali,
Mhm.
who was Muhammad Ali's second wife. You might remember she
Ooh.
had an all-white outfit on, and they had her on the cover of Jet and Ebony. She was only
Mhm.
17 years old at the time.
Good time. Mhm.
Okay, she's Dr. Khalila Ali now. So I'm the MC at that event that they inducted her, and she read through the bio in the Souvenir Journal. She said, I've been around boxing for 60 something years. I've never seen a black ring announcer. She said, I'm the liaison for the White House. I'm going to nominate you for a Lifetime Achievement Award. And
Right.
I'm saying, yeah, right. Okay, sure. This lady made it come to pass, kept her
Wow.
word.
Kept a word.
And
Wow.
that's how it came about. And so we didn't have the formal dinner at the White House or anything like that, but we're going to parlay that into some things for sure. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
best is still to come. Best is
Yes, it
still to
is.
come. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is. Want to say hello to my man all the way from the UK, Paul Pierce. He says, hello.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hey,
Paul
Paul,
Pierce.
what's up?
Let's give my man, that's my guy right there. I like Paul. Paul, are you doing MMA? What are you doing now, man? You all over the place. Let me give him a round of applause. Paul Pierce in the house. He's all over the place. He's boxing, MMA. That's still my guy. I like Paul. He's a cool cat, man. Great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
I've been knowing him for a minute now. Thank you for coming
Now,
up.
Paul, can Paul hear us?
Yeah, he can.
Paul, I'm trying to get over to the UK. So if you have any connections with Frank Warren or Eddie Hearns, let them know about me, man. My presence certainly generates, some ticket sales, pay-per-view, whatever. I know I'm an anomaly, curioso, if you will, but bottom line is it's marketing. They've
Yes,
never
it
seen
is.
me before, so people will come out for
That's
that.
right. That's right.
So it makes dollars and it makes sense. So
Yes.
please act as my agent, man, and make your own deal for me.
I know that's right. Y'all call in. The number is 919-410-8736, or you can call through the messenger if you want to talk to Mr. Jones here. One of the top, in my book, one of the top black announcers in the United States. Been knowing him for a little bit. So that's a good thing.
I ain't like that. I ain't like that, D Hall. I ain't like that. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I am the most prominent black ring announcer. So not one of. I'm the top.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was saying that way because
I am.
Okay.
I worked hard to get to this point, so I can't be, in the same sentence with other people. I'm the top black. Now I'm one of the top ring announcers, period.
Right,
but as far as ethnicity, I'm the one, man.
Okay. Hey,
I can't let nobody take my title. You understand?
No. I'm sorry about that, but my apologies for that. The best. Gotcha, man. There's nothing wrong being corrected. I can deal with that. I can deal with that.
That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about boxing here.
Okay.
And it's 2024. A lot has changed, I think, in the last year or two. And what I'm saying is HBO is gone. Showtime is gone. And boxing is still boxing, but what's your thoughts on with the departure of these companies and what's going on now with boxing. What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah, well, things are cyclical. Come and go, ebbs and flow. We certainly miss ESPN Friday Night Fights. That was the first one that
Oh
left.
yeah.
Of course,
Yep.
then HBO, and now Showtime. But there's room for growth. There's room. There's a market for somebody else to step in with streaming services. Amazon Prime is in the mix.
Yes, it's in the mix now.
And
Yes, it's in
other
the mix.
people are coming on board. So there are opportunities. So the reports of boxing's demise is greatly exaggerated. It's alive and well all over the world. And to the point, Saudi Arabia is leading the way.
Yes.
The Sheiks, man,
Yes.
I'm trying to get over there for real.
Yeah.
They lead the way, and they paying exorbitant amounts, for bouts over there.
Yeah. And I'm going to get into that. I just want to holler at DMC Can. James Tony, brother, is on. Glad to see him. He's always coming through.
Brother. Yeah.
But getting back to the Saudi Arabians, those guys, but if you notice something about the Saudis, they are dealing with the big boys, the heavyweights. Have you noticed that?
I have.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the money is, actually. But we have other fighters that can generate revenue as well there, like Jerron Boots Ennis, like Terrence Crawford, like a Gervonta Tank Davis, like a Canelo Alvarez. So don't think they're not gonna come to the lighter weights, because there's money to be made with them as well. But it's got to be compelling matchups, and I think that's what we're gonna see.
Well, and that's the thing, as you just said it, it's the compelling matchups to match. Nobody want to see a C+ fighter versus an A. Nobody want to see that. People are not going to pay for that.
That's right.
I sure ain't going to help them pay for it. Knowing who's supposed to win is probably going to win, because it doesn't match up. The only thing I thought, now this is my opinion, and I'm thinking about Amazon Prime. I thought maybe they should not have done a pay-per-view. I thought they should have let it been free for the people, and then start working your way like you're building the blocks. Now, anybody in here agrees with me, because I feel like when you throw money at people first, they attempt to shy away. From if you remember back in the day, going back a little bit, ABC, NBC, CBS, back then, there was no pay-per-view. You got the best of the best. I'm talking about Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier type stuff. Got that. Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran. Those was the fights that you didn't have to pay for. You got right there on your TV. So only thing now, it's like a bunch of networks. Everybody's trying to make money. There's nothing wrong with making money, but come at it at a different angle. That's my perception of it. That's how I look at it. I thought they should have brought that matchup, Tim Tszyu, Keith Thurman, straight out to the people, and let the people come in. You gotta win. You gotta wean them. They're like a baby. You gotta wean them in. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on that. And I think Amazon Prime would have came out much better. But hey, who am I? I'm just a little guy with a microphone. You dig what I'm saying?
No, you're right though. You're right. Should have given the public something free first. And then with the compelling matchups, they could subscribe to it. But you're right. Nobody's gonna pay for those subscriptions if it's not worth it. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. DMC Can says, they said he's gonna be. He said we will be doing fights in Jamaica soon every week. Okay, great. That's wonderful, brother. I love to get the fighters in from Jamaica on this program, for sure, no doubt about it. Let's talk about some fights. Let's talk about this one right here. This right here, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Brother, tell me what your thoughts on that one.
Okay, so I just had this conversation today with the aforementioned Dr. Khalila Ali, who's very tight with Mike Tyson. And she said that Mike Tyson wanted to meet me about 3 months ago. That's what she told me.
Wow.
I said, really? She said, yeah, because Mike Tyson is a historian, first and foremost. Understand? He's well-read, well-spoken, very intelligent. Don't get it twisted. He knows the history of boxing inside out. And he told her, I've never seen a black ring announcer before. I'd like to meet him.
Even he haven't never seen one.
I said, oh man, this is great. So I had the conversation with her today. I said, listen, tell Mike to tell Jake Paul, bring Discombobulating Jones on board for their matchup July 20th. And I think it's in
it's in Texas. Yes, in Texas.
Jerry Jones' house, right?
Yeah. So it's all in Texas.
Why not? Yeah. And it's entertainment. Now, don't get it twisted. It's it's not an earth-shaking matchup and everything, but it's entertaining, just like WWE. Come on.
Yeah.
So if it's not on the up and up as far as a real fight, so what? You don't have to tune in. A lot of people will, out of curiosity and support. Buyer beware, right? Buyer beware.
Well, I mean, it was the same thing with Roy Jones and Mike Tyson.
You know what I'm saying? They called it a draw. That's right. And let me say this about Jake Paul. A lot of people hating on him. He is good for boxing. Jake Paul has gotten more people paid than any promoter starting off.
Wow.
He got the MMA fighters paid. He got the GOAT, Clarissa Shields,
paid.
Got her biggest payday, right?
Wow.
He's doing things that people don't realize, and it's unprecedented. Why hate on the man? If you could do it, why didn't you do it? So don't hate on him. And
And there was somebody was saying the same thing, similar to what you was just said. On YouTube. I can't remember who that gentleman was, but he said similar to what you said. DMC Can says it's a money maker for sure. Yeah. It's a money maker for sure. He's bringing in money, and Jake Paul is bringing money in. There's no doubt about that. Christian Smith, want to say hello to my man Christian Smith.
Ring announcer, Christian.
Yeah, Christian Smith.
We Facebook friends. What's up, brother?
Yeah, we'll give him a round of applause. Earlier this year, we had a great show on my program, and always good to see him on the program. Here we go. Another fight coming up in April. Man, Devin Haney. Right? Yeah.
I'm worried about Ryan's mental health at this time. Something's wrong. And, I'd said a prayer for the young man. He's very talented, personable, charismatic, but there's something missing here. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't want to see him get hurt. Devin Haney is for real. He's an old school type mentality fighter, at a young age, because he's been around it all his life, through his father. And, all the best to him, for him. I knew about him when most people didn't. I said, he's a prodigy. So we're going to see high profile fights with others involving him coming up. The one with Ryan, I think it's going to end up badly for Ryan, just like it ended up badly for him against Tank.
Ken says Ryan has some personal stuff going on. We are good friends with him and his family. It's personal things.
God bless him.
Yeah. Appreciate that info there, DMC Ken. Here we go. Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu. Wow. What do you think about it? He's been off for 2 years. 2 years or better. I don't know if he had 3 fights in the last 4 or 5 years. Something like that. But wow, what's your thoughts on that? Here we got a monster from Australia. It's coming over, and they're going to fight in Vegas. What more? People. I think people underestimated Keith. I really do. That's my opinion. I really do.
Well, I think Keith was a major talent at one time. Things changed. His main man, his trainer, passed away. He got married, which was a good thing, but then he had his bride in the locker room right before the fight against Pacquiao. And I'm like, wait a minute now. And of course, Pacquiao beat him, and we didn't see him for years. This is his last hurrah, for real.
Yeah.
And THRU is nobody to play with.
Yeah.
His pedigree speaks for itself,
Yeah.
undefeated, titleist. Of course, his daddy, Costa Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
This is a compelling matchup. If I had to pick, I think I'd go with Zoo.
You go with it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take Keith on this.
Okay.
I'm
We
gonna
can do
take
lunch.
Keith.
We can do lunch.
Anytime. If you win, hey, I'll pay for your lunch. DMC Cat says my friend is training now. He will win. He's talking about Keith Thurman. I think he must be talking about Keith. I like Keith. I think Keith is. I think he has the footwork. I think he has the movement. Now, if he can do that for 12 rounds, we've got a ball game. Now, I don't know if he can do that for 12 rounds, though. I don't know because, I know he's training, and I know that, from what I'm seeing, he seems to be ready. And he's one of the guys that if anybody can pull it off, he can do it. That's my opinion. You dig what I'm saying? That's my opinion. I want to say hello to my cousin, Tanika Hall. She's in the house. Thank you for coming in and checking out the show today. That was
she
some
ask
fight.
me if I'm married? Did she ask me?
No, she said, oh, yes. Well, let me back that up. She did ask that question.
Yeah. Actually, happily married, Tanika. It's a difference. Happily married. Now, I was married the first time for 22 years, but that was just practice. I got it right this time.
And sometimes we go through those. We go through things like that. You learn from the first one. Say, well, I sure ain't gonna do that one in the next one.
I made my mistakes. Okay.
We all have. I have too, man. I've learned a lot. Wow, man. Got to ask you this: who's your favorite fighter of all time? Who's your favorite fighter?
I think I have to go with Roy Jones Jr.
Right.
I met him several times. I've been in his presence. I know his family, and because I identified with him when he got robbed in the Olympics.
Right.
And it's in my book. My brother had, just gotten killed around the same time, and
wow, just went out on me. Hopefully he'll be back.
I cried along with Roy when he got robbed. He put the towel over his head, if you remember, and started.
Yeah.
And right then and there, I said to myself, he's going to be great. He's going to use that pain and be great. So for about the first 10 years of his career, Roy was untouchable.
Yeah, he was. And
he's a conscientious type killer. Roy grew up, with those fighting hens, roosters,
chicken,
and stuff.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be putting this narrative out there.
But it's the truth, though. It's the truth.
Right. So he know about kill and be killed. So I've seen him up close take it easy on guys as not to kill them because he knew how to pinpoint shots and he had the speed, the power, so unorthodox. We've never seen anybody like this before. He's an athlete. I tried to play basketball on his team. I couldn't even get past half court. Them guys. And Roy could have been on somebody's NBA roster on the bench. He got that kind of talent. And he has hops like John Morant.
Wow.
Yeah, it's uncanny.
Man.
He's my favorite fighter because he's just so down to earth, personable, humble, and supreme talented, and he knows who's who and who's he.
Great. That's wonderful, man. Wow. Okay. Look, any questions? We get ready to wind this thing up, man. Any questions for me today?
Man. No.
I'm gonna clap on that one. It's good. It's always good to talk to you. Always good to have you on the program, and we'll definitely got to get you back on this year, man. So I know you got a lot. Where you going to be at this year? Where
Man, I have such a schedule that God has blessed me with. I have shows from now until December 14th. I'm in Philadelphia. I'm in Rochester, New York. The mayor up there is going to give me the key to the city in August. I'm in DC Baltimore, back down to Virginia. It's
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Great. You
It's a
got it
lot.
going
I'm
on. Yeah.
thankful for it because this is what
Yeah.
I've been preparing for, and so
Yes.
it's awesome. When it comes
Yeah.
to fruition. So I give
Yeah.
all the praise to the master.
Yeah. Wow, man, it's wonderful, wonderful. It's a great thing that you are able to still do what you do and keep doing what you're doing. We really appreciate you here at the D Hall People Show in conjunction with Jay. Jay is the one, of course, did your promo for you, and
Thank you.
he's
Appreciate it.
yeah, he does an excellent guy, excellent work for the promo and everything for you. But as I said, any questions that you may have asked, want to ask me.
I've always been a believer that iron sharpens iron. When we
Mm-hmm.
have a chance to help each other, we should, especially when it doesn't cost you nothing and actually it elevates you,
Yeah.
your status, your brand. So I'm gonna leave you with this joke, but it's serious at the same time.
Okay.
So this brother died, and he went before the pearly gates, right, to try to gain entrance to heaven. And St. Peter was at the gate. And he said to the brother, man, I don't know why you in this line. You know you're not getting in for all that you did down there. And the brother said, wait a minute. I heard if I can ask God a question he can't answer, you got to let me in. St. Peter said, what kind of question could you ask God? He is the answer. The brother said, well, give me a chance. He said, okay. He whispered it to him. St. Peter came walking back slowly. Less than a minute later, he said, man, come on in. I can't believe this. There was another brother standing behind him. He said, man, what kind of question he asked God that he can't answer? And St. Peter said, man, he asked me to ask God, when are black people ever going to come together?
Oh, wow. Yeah. 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 That
Yeah,
was
makes you
deep
think.
right there. Yeah, that was deep. Yep.
Huh? We
That
got
was
to
deep.
do it
Bro.
now. If now,
Yeah.
it's never.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So that's what
Yep.
that's how I'm trying to live. I'm trying to be that strong tide that floats all boats.
Amen. Amen. I know that's right. I want to say hello to John Matthews. Thank you for stopping in and watching the program today. Yeah, wow, man. Wonderful. All right, brother. Man, that's got my brains.
Iron sharpens iron.
Exactly, man. No
Do this.
doubt. What does the D Hall People Show in conjunction with J York Productions mean to you?
No, I think that it's a platform that you're giving previously unknown persons the recognition that they deserve. Person that just was on your chat line, Brandon Lassie's
Yeah,
foreign ring announcer out of the Arkansas area. I'm trying to help him as well. See,
yeah,
it's people
yeah.
like that's in the field, that's toiling, they don't get their breaks. We got
Right.
to help them get
Help
their
them.
breaks.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
otherwise,
man.
if you don't put them on, who will, D Hall?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I want
Exactly.
to refer people to you that people might not know about, but they should know about. That's okay.
Exactly. And that's what we want to do. We want to, me and Jay, we've been doing this thing for a minute and we've gotten better at it. Every day we're getting better. We got a call-in program. Matter of fact, let me do this commercial right now while I'm thinking about it. This is Jay. Y'all listen to what he's got to say right here.
Plagued by poverty, hunger, and crime seems like a distant dream for hope. But sometimes all it takes is a spark to ignite change. Boxing, a sport that teaches discipline, determination, and becomes a powerful tool that fights against adversities. After-school programs provide a safe haven for children, nurturing their talents and providing them with opportunities that they may not have otherwise. Workouts not only improve physical health, but also foster a sense of belonging, breaking down barriers and building bridges. Through workshops and training, individuals acquire the tools they need to break free from the cycle of poverty and create a brighter future. By embracing boxing, after-school programs, workouts, workshops, and training, We can overcome poverty, hunger, homelessness, crime, and frustrations. Together, we can build a community that thrives.
I like
That was really good. That was Jade. Oh, I gotta put you back in there. Wait, I done messed up. Got you. There we go. But yeah, that was Jade, the producer of the program, and that's the guy that does all the work in the background that you don't see a whole lot of, but he's there and he's always around, and he's yeah, he does a lot. All right, man. Look, we're gonna get out of here, man. It's been wonderful. Always, it's been a blessing always to have you on my show. And, like I said, we're here to help people that's, I even had a lady here that was a marathon swimmer, about a year and a half ago. And, she came on the program. So we're here to help everybody, in any type of way to get exposure. All we ask is that you say, hey, Ted D. Hall, help me out, recognize us, just recognize us. That's all we want. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to send people your way.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Look, man, hey, how can the people follow you before I get out of here?
Please. So my IG is Ring Announcer Jones. You can you can hit me up on Facebook, Discombobulating Jones, and email address is the real KO Kid, THEREALKOKID @gmail.com.
Yeah. DMC Can says he wants you to reach out to him. He wants to speak with you.
Pleasure. I've been trying to catch up to Lights Out Promotions.
Yes,
I have some sponsorship for them, so that'll help both of us. So please, thank you.
Yep. All right, brother, we're gonna let you go. Thank you. I didn't mean to hold you up, take all your time.
Oh, man. Keep fighting that good fight as the champion God has chosen you to be.
Yes, sir. You better believe it. We keep striving. We keep striving. Thank you so much.
All right,
we'll see you. All right, brother. Oh man, great guy. Love it, man. I love it. When he comes on my program, he brings it always. God, he's been it's been about 3 years ago. Since he's been on, but he's a wonderful, wonderful person, great announcer, and one of the best announcers around. But anyway, look, I'll be back Thursday. I got funny man Myson coming on, comedian, Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank y'all for coming on and being a part of the program. We got to get out of here. It's been a wonderful show today. We'll be back Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Me and Jay York. Big shouts out to my man. I don't know where he is today, but I hope everything is all right. He usually stops in. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the D Hall People Show.
Coming out of studio today.
In beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina.
He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay York.
He is the top talk show host on the internet today.
Here is D. Hall.
Initiate a Jay York production. Jay York production. Jay York production.
You are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay York. He is the #1 undisputed top talk show host on the air today. The voice of the people show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is